Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Flashback draft here on the channel. Before I dive in, I do want to remind you that if you enjoy the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section down below with your questions and feedback. This is an invasion block draft, which means it features invasion, plane shift, and apocalypse sets from 2000 and 2001 respectively. So it's a very old set with some very cool old cards, and we're going to dive right in. Starting things off, I think we're going to take Repulse, just a very potent card. Return a creature to its owner's hand and draw a card for only 3 mana at instant speed is quite nice. I don't think this card is particularly good. Obliterate is very expensive and kind of like not super useful. If I wasn't taking this card, Stormscape Apprentice is pretty good as well, even though it is a gold card. This set does fixate around gold cards. Ravenous Rats is pretty solid value. I think Scorching Lava is also a good removal spell. I think I would take Repulse, followed by the Stormscape Apprentice, followed by Scorching Lava in this pack. Moving on to pick 2. Utopia Tree is actually very powerful. Fixing for all colors is very, very potent. It ramps you and adds mana of any color, pretty much everything you would want to do. So I'm going to hover this card at least for now. Mana fixing is very premium in this format, so you have to prioritize it above a lot of other things. Pretty much the only things that can like priority over it are some interaction spells that are super efficient, and then like pretty much you take your fixing right below that. So Utopia Tree is quite good. There is also another Repulse in the pack. Starting off with double Repulse could be quite nice, but this could also just be a nice green signal. There's also a Scorching Lava. I'm very tempted to just take another Repulse here, because splashing green for fixing might not be the greatest move. Rainbow Crow is a 4-mana 2/2. 4-mana 2/2 flyer is on rate about. There's also a good red card here. But getting the fixing will let me splash powerful cards later and maybe enable some shenanigans. So I think we are going to take this over the Repulse. It could be a good signal, and letting me get any color really is quite nice. Moving on to pick 3, there is another Repulse, so we're going to hover that to start while we read the other cards. Ancient Kavu is pretty good just as a 4-mana 3/3, but definitely not better than Repulse. Twilight's Call, 6 mana. You can pay for 8 mana. Each player returns all creatures from their graveyard to the battlefield. So the fact that this is each means it's not very good. Yavimaya Kavu equals the number of red creatures on the battlefield. Toughness equal to the number of green creatures. So its default is a 1/1. Overall, not a very good card. Phantasmal Terrain. You can kind of enchant your lands. Not very good. Sulfur Vent, not super powerful. Strength of Unity, not super powerful. I think in this pack I would go Repulse, followed by Yavimaya Kavu. No, followed by the maybe Ancient Kavu. What's this one do? Oh, this is a very potent card. Dismantling Blow, definitely a good value play. So maybe I would take that second. Followed by the Kavu, just because Kavu does have good stat line for the format. What's this? Destroy a land, target player discards a card. Not a super good card, but Repulse, definitely a great pickup here. Okie doke. So now there's a 3-mana 2/1 flyer, which is definitely a solid rate in this format. There's another land, but not really a multicolored land that we're super happy seeing. Scorching Lava is a good removal spell, so I think we will just take this. 2-mana deal 2, and you can even potentially make them so they exile the creature, which can be nice. I think that's just a nice little signal point. There are some green cards here. Nomadic Elf is solid, but nothing too special. Pincher Spider is also relatively solid. And playing green would be nice, but 3-mana 2/3 is not something I'm over the moon about, but 2-mana deal 2 is actually pretty good in this format. Tower Drake would also be a solid pickup as just a 3-mana 2/1 flyer, pretty aggressive body, but we're going to prioritize the key spells. Okay, Opt in Limited is generally not super powerful. You just don't need this kind of effect because you don't have super powerful cards to draw into. We do have some blue cards, but we're not going to prioritize Opt here. Ancient Kavu, I already mentioned, can be pretty solid, but there is also a Shackles, which is just a very potent removal spell. You keep their creature tapped, and then you can even return Shackles later if you want to. Hate Weaver, not super potent. It's solid, but it is not like a overpoweringly good card. Benelish Lancer is actually pretty good, but it's worse than Shackles. Protection Sphere is not really what I want. What does Savage Offensive do? Okay, so it's pretty good, like Anthem type effect. First Strike can be relevant. I think here it goes Shackles followed by Ancient Kavu, and then Opt is like a distant last, but Opt is not really where I want to be. We're still reading the signals, figuring out what's open. Blue has looked pretty open, I must say, and we haven't really seen other color, but now we're seeing some white maybe looking open. Benelish Trapper is one of the better white commons, I've got to assume, because tapping something for just 1 white mana is quite nice, and we're seeing it a little bit late. Dismantling Blow is nice as well, but again, we're not guaranteed to see an artifact or enchantment, so it's more of a sideboard card, even though it is a very good one, and this is just a tapper. What does Elfhame Sanctuary do? So you can search for basic lands instead of drawing, which is not super good, I don't think. Methrain Zombie could be okay as well. Keep in mind, we will still want to splash, even if we end up with good playables in just 2 colors after pack 1, because in packs 2 and 3, like the color combos that are supported become a little bit different in different packs. Okie doke. Fires of Yavimaya. Creatures you control have haste, and you can sack it to give a creature +2/+2. Shoreline Raiders actually seems okay to me. Protection from Kavu could be potentially relevant. Addle could be okay. Not really overwhelmingly good. Making a land a swamp, not the best. Currently we're like blue-white, but we could play some green or some red. So we are looking for fixing wherever we can get it. Addle would put us into another color. Making a creature a different color doesn't do as much. Giving creature +1/+1 could be okay. I think we're just going to take the blue card that has protection from Kavu included with its text over a black card. We don't really have a reason to go into black at the moment. And now Disrupt can be a okay card. There are a good number of instants and sorceries. Countering it can be nice. Kavu Aggressor. Can't block. If it was kicked, it enters with a +1/+1 counter, but it's just a 3-mana 3/2 that can't block, which is not ideal. Traveler's Cloak. Not ideal either. Landwalk isn't really what I want. Quirion Sentinel. Add a mana of any color. Could be okay. Combat damage prevented. Draw a card. Sulfur Vent. Another Kavu. I think we're going to take the Disrupt here, though I'm not super pleased about it. It can do decent work in the right build, because, I mean, countering an instant or sorcery, unless its controller pays 1 for only 1 mana, is pretty good. And there are some very good spells, and countering them can be good. Chaining the creature and returning the Shimmerwing, not very good. We'll take the Nomadic Elf, maybe, as just a 2/2 that can sometimes fix our mana, which is nice. Top X. That's okay if we're going a lot of colors, but I think we'd rather just get an elf here. Cursed Flesh can be an okay card. There are a lot of X ones. Note, we don't really have a ton of creatures going into pack 2, but we will hopefully find some of those a little bit later. Dismantling Blow came back. There also Ancient Kavu came back. We'd probably rather have an Ancient Kavu. Dismantling Blow is more of a sideboard card, though it is a fantastic value engine. Maybe we would rather just have the Dismantling Blow. It's probably just too powerful to pass up here. And now I guess we'll just take Rogue Kavu. We might not be red is the reason that I didn't really want to take the red card, whereas a great sideboard card for my deck is great. We'll take the Savage Offensive now. Llanowar Cavalry, sure. Whip Silk. Okay, so it looks like we are some combination of the Bant colors right now. The Scorching Lava not currently making the cut. And our green cards aren't particularly great either. But we are going to be vigilant for fixing in this pack. Magnimgoth Treefolk. 5 mana, 2/6 for each basic land type. It has Landwalk, so it can't be blocked by any lands that we control, which is nice. The Battle Mages are generically very good as well. Destroy creature with flying. If it was kicked with blue kick or draw 2 cards, we're just going to take this card. This format is about value, and Sunscape Battle Mage is a fantastic value engine, and it fits with all of the colors we have right now. Even if we just play blue-white and splash a different color, we can get a great value as a 6 mana 2/2 that draws 2 cards, which is just great. After that, I would probably take the Sea Snid for some fixing. The Stone Kavu is okay. Sleeping Potion, what does that do? Tap it, it doesn't untap. Sleeping Potion is also just good removal, so we might take Sleeping Potion after that, though the Tree Folk is probably okay as well. Gaia's Might's not insane, but the Battle Mage is just such a good value engine. I'm really excited to try that out. And I think after that I would take Sleeping Potion followed by Sea Snid, because removal over the fixing, but fixing is super premium still. This guy goes a little bit further over. Each player draws 2 cards, then discards 3 cards, then loses 4 life. But it is a effect that happens to everybody, which isn't as ideal. Croesus Charm. Destroy target non-black creature, return target permanent to its owner's hand. So this is where fixing really comes in handy. We don't currently have a ton of fixing, but this card is quite good. I think we'll take the Dromar's Cavern, though. This is just some premium fixing. It lets us potentially splash for black cards, especially because in Pack 3 we can open some good cards too, and this will give us tools to splash those. We aren't currently playing black, but we are playing blue, white, and this card ends up being a lot better than it looks. Even though it does put you behind on tempo, the games go long, and the fixing is worth it, because as I said, fixing is at premium. After that, I would probably speculate on the Croesus Charm, and just maybe we would get there on fixing, but probably not. And then maybe just take a Primal Growth. Primal Growth would be a solid way to get fixing as well. And another Dromar's Cavern. Multiples of these do get a little bit clunky. Death Bomb is also a great removal spell, but again, we're not really playing black at the moment. And we don't really have a ton of creatures to sacrifice anyway. This card's also fantastic, the Hunting Drake. If you are against a red or a green opponent, it does a ton of work. But again, we're taking the land here early in Pack 2 so that we can take stuff later. Though, the Battle Mage is also quite nice if we end up able to splash into red in our green deck. So we could also take the Thornscape Battle Mage and try to get to the colors we need for that. I could see that working out. There's also a Primal Growth in the pack, a Hunting Drake. I don't think I want too many of these lands. I think we're going to keep taking the fantastic cards, and we can even just play this with the white ability, and then we'll just keep prioritizing fixing right under this level of card, because this card is fantastic. Guard Dog. Choose a permanent, prevent all combat damage target creature would deal this turn if it shares a color with that permanent. That's pretty irritating to deal with, I must admit. What else is there? Arctic Merfolk. Return a creature you control to its owner's hand and enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter, so it can be a 2-mana 2/2. Amazing. Pollen Remedy. Next 3 damage that we dealt this turn to any number of targets divided as you choose. That could be pretty good. Just makes you win a bunch of combats. So I think we will take that card. And you can even kick it for the next 6 damage. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, it gets +2/+2. Creature becomes the color of your choice. No thank you. I think we'll just take this white card here. Can be pretty nice. Silver Drake. 3-mana 3/3 flyer. Enters the battlefield. Return a white or blue creature you control to its owner's hand. We don't currently have an insane number of white or blue creatures, but it can be great value with something like a Battle Mage. The Pilgrim is also quite nice. It's just a tap ability. I think the Sliver Drake might just be better, so I think we'll just take that. But I will note that Samite Pilgrim is quite a nice addition to our type of deck here. There's no fixing in the pack, so we're fine just taking this type of card. Malicious Advice. Tap X target artifacts, creatures, and lands. You lose X life. There is also another Samite Pilgrim. There is a Stormscape Familiar, which makes our spells cost less, which I don't think is going to be a huge deal. There's a Sunscape Familiar, which I've seen get some play in Pauper, which makes some of our spells cost less. I think we will just take the Pilgrim, though. We're going to be playing a lot of basic lands in this deck. Dark Suspicions. Yeah, not going to be playing that. Falling Timber. Yeah, we're just going to take the Samite Pilgrim and be pretty happy about it. Urza's Guilt again. Don't want that still. Noxious Vapors. Doesn't look particularly good. I think here we will just take a Stone Kavu. Seems to be in all of our colors, and definitely something worth going for. A 4-mana 2/2 flyer, not the end of the world. Its ability could be semi-relevant, like if we had a removal spell that only killed non-black creatures. But we'll just take a 5-drop. Now there is a Disciple of Kangi. There is... That is not a very good enchantment. That's not very good either. Lava Zombie. 3-mana 4/3, but we aren't really playing black-red heavily, at least. So let's just take the white card. Disciple of Kangi looks relatively solid. And we do want some number of creatures. Sleeping Potion Wield, which is a great sign for us. Enters, tap enchanted creature, doesn't untap, When the creature becomes a target of a spell or ability, sacrifice the potion. So it might be less reliable than I think, because they can target it with something like an Aurora Griffin. So maybe it's just a bad card. There are a lot of abilities in this format. So I think I'd rather just have the 4-mana 2/2 flyer after all. And we get another 4-mana 2/2 flyer. Actually, Daring Leap. It's just a kind of bad combat trick, so we'll just get another flyer here. And now a sideboard card over Multani's Harmony. Maybe Multani's Harmony is better than I think it is, so maybe we do just take that over a sideboard card. We already have Dismantling Blow as that type of potent sideboard card. Return a creature you control to its owner's hand. We do have a couple of mages, so maybe the Arctic Merfolk could do some work in our deck over Guard Hounds, which would also probably be pretty solid. Another Pollen Remedy. We will not play that at the moment. Malicious Advice, not for now. And Daring Leap, last pick. Moving on to this final pack, we have some fixing. We have the Elf, we have the Tree, we have the Cavern, and we have some decent card draw options, but we haven't gotten an insane amount of fixing. We are currently playing Bant, but we are also splashing maybe red for this activated ability. And we've opened up a very potent fixing tool to help us fix for black. It can produce green, which we have, blue, which we have, or potentially black. So let's see what else there is. We don't really want this. Counterspell for 4 mana is not super really great. Target land becomes the basic land type of your choice until end of turn is actually quite good fixing. Return a Kavu to its owner's hand is also quite powerful because there are a lot of Kavu running around. What else is there in this? Standard Bearer is okay. Instant becomes a color of our choice. Order Chaos. Exile attacking creature for 4 mana is pretty solid. Coalition Honor Guard is actually quite irritating. So maybe we would rather just take a Reef Shaman as a fixer because we are more heavy blue than green. Or we could just take a Coastal Drake, which is really powerful as well. There's so many good cards in this pack. Maybe we take the Urborg Elf. I think Elf is probably just better because it does ramp us. So let's just take the Elf here. Choose a creature type other than wall. Target creature becomes that type. Not super effective. There is a Jungle Barrier, which fits our colors and is just a 4-mana 2/6 that cantrips. There is Llanowar Dead, which we aren't really a black deck, so that doesn't work as well. Haunted Angel. Oh, that's not ideal. 3-mana 3/3 that dies into a card for the opponent. Suppress. Exile cards from their hand face down. No thank you. We'll probably just take the Gaia's Skyfolk as a very good card. There's also an Urborg's Uprising, which is a super good value engine, which we could splash off of our Elf maybe, and we have our Urborg Elf, our Dromar Cavern. The Gaia's Skyfolk is very good though. Maybe we would rather get the Uprising though for just even more value. Or we could take a Jungle Barrier, which is also value, but fits better with our colors and helps us stabilize the ground while we look for aerial threats. I think I like that plan better, because we do have a decent number of flyers. Power Stone Minefield. That is insane. Just a very strange card. The Dodecapod, not the worst card. Definitely a card that could be played in our deck, but I think we'll just take a Lay of the Land, get our mana sorted. Getting mana fixing is key. There's also a Phyrexian Rager if we wanted to dip into black, but I don't think we really want to. We have plenty of power in our deck here, and we might even splash red in this deck for our activation on Thornscape Battle Mage, and Lay of the Land also helps us with getting our red splash in order, so we'll get that Lay of the Land. Captain's Maneuver, I've heard is one of the best cards in the set. Let me read it. Next, X damage will be dealt to target creature is dealt to another target creature or player instead. So that is incredibly powerful. You can prevent 3 damage and deal the 3 damage, so it's like an inherent 2-for-1. And we're already planning on splashing red. That being said, I'm not sure if it's worth taking that over just getting another Lay of the Land. Lay of the Land really facilitates a lot in this deck. We are trying to splash red, and we're playing 3 colors already, so I think we want another Lay of the Land over a Captain's Maneuver. Which is like a 5-mana 2-for-1. We already have a lot of value, and we just want to make sure our lands come into play. consistently. So we're going to take the Lay of the Land here, though I do think that card does look quite powerful to me. And now there's a Bloodfire Dwarf. We can use this as a semi-board wipe. What does this do? Nope, this is just life gain / life switching. Gerard's Verdict. Not really our main colors. We're not really playing black. We're playing every color except black for the most part. I'm really liking this Battle Mage. But yeah, I like getting a Bloodfire Dwarf as like a either sideboard card or even just main deck answer. Glade Gnar is probably solid as well. This card could just be better. I think it actually probably is better. We have a lot of mana, so we do want to have some expensive cards. And sure, we have the Battle Mages, which are good, but the Gnar works really well with Repulse, and overall, I think it's going to be an excellent addition to the deck over a splashed Bloodline Dwarf. Okay, Manacles of Decay. Enchanted creature can't attack, so we can essentially just neutralize a threat, which is quite nice. We could also take Rekka Disciple, but we aren't really looking for the white ability. We would just mostly be a 1/1 that can give a creature flying for the next damage that we deal to any target this turn. We are playing white, so I guess we could potentially splash this, but we couldn't cast it on turn 1 a lot of the time. We could also just play Manacles. I think Manacles as a removal spell is probably going to be our priority. Even though we can't use its ability a lot of the time, we will have red mana at some point, so we can activate it in the extreme late game, and we already do have that Glade Gnar. Okie doke, let's read Mask. It looks like it has a lot of text on it. Ooh, there's a Tundra Kafu, which fixes our mana. Target land becomes a plains or island. I think we just take that, but let's hover this and read it. Each player's upkeep. If there are 4 more basic land types among lands that player controls, it deals 3 damage to them. So, not really great for our deck that has a lot of color stuff in it. Very minimal effect with a cantrip. I think the Tundra Kavu can just be pretty solid in our deck. The Ebony Tree Folk isn't really our colors. We're kind of playing everything except black. I'm really liking our Lay of the Land pick. Makes sure our mana is relatively consistent at least. The Dwarven Landside Glide. Yep, we don't really want to destroy lands. It doesn't really do much. Raka Sanctuary. White or blue, deals 1 damage to target creature. Well, that's actually really good for us, because we're playing red, white, and blue. And we got this very late. So, if we control a white permanent or blue permanent, we deal 1 damage, which could just be very good. And we can sometimes even do 3. So, I think that's a very nice pickup for our deck. We did not wheel the 1 mana card that fixes our mana, but I did not expect that to happen. So, I think we just take Standard Bearer here over Vodalian Mystic, Last Caress, Smash, a lot of other cards here. Enchant creature has protection from green and blue, not really where I want to be. I think we just take another Glade Gnar as another top-end creature for our deck. We're likely going to be playing 17 lands plus 2 Lay of the Lands, so getting a Glade Gnar is a nice addition. Look at the top 3 cards. All the cards from your hand into your library and then draw that many cards. That could be okay. Orin's Thunder is actually probably a better pick, though. Destroy artifact or enchantment. If it was kicked, it deals damage equal to that converted mana cost to target creature. So another great sideboard card along with Dismantling Blow. Angel Fire Crusader. 4 mana, 2/3, with ability to buff itself sometimes. We'll take that. I guess we take Shield of Duty and Reason. We don't really want a random creature like that. And we end up with 2 Strength of Knight's last pick. This is actually going to be a fun deck to build. I think it looks quite powerful. We have some pretty decent fixing here. We have those lands. We have the Urborg Elf, the Utopia Tree, the Nomadic Elf. We're going to end up running 1 mountain to help us cast. Sorry, my cat is petting her, like she's scratching her neck when she's right next to my computer. Since we're only splashing red, I don't think we want the Tundra Kavu, which is just going to help us fix if we already have a red land. Tap X creatures and or land and I lose life doesn't sound good to me. I don't think we want Multani's Harmony. Gain first strike until end of turn. No. Rogue Kavu, no thank you. This card, not really something we're going to splash for. Orin's Thunder and Dismantling Blow are both things that seemed like they could be good out of the board once we've seen artifacts or enchantments. And like really good when we do. Pollen Remedy is another card we could consider. So let's see. We have 30 cards here, including 1 land, so that means we need to cut 9 things. Let's group creatures separately. I think both Glade Gnars are going to be pretty good, especially with these repulses. We probably don't need both Pollen Remedy, so let's cut the foil one. Disrupt. Counter target instant or sorcery unless its controller pays 1. That seems like it could be good. We can even just cantrip it in the late game on our own instants and sorceries. Raka Sanctuary seems quite nice, especially if the games stall out, because we do have things like Sliver Drake. I do like the Sliver Drake with our Sunscape Battle Mage. Arctic Merfolk is another combo with things like the Battle Mage. Disciple of Kangi, probably not necessary. We already have a decent amount of flyers, so let's cut that one. Shoreline Rider, protection from Kavu could be pretty relevant. I like the Battle Mage. Gives us some main deck artifact hate. Endless Trapper is nice removal. Samite Pilgrim is going to make things annoying for our opponents, and same with Standard Bearer, though Standard Bearer is probably a little bit worse. The Aurora Griffins are a little bit inefficient. I do also like the option of activating our Manacles of Decay, so I think the Red Splash is going to be pretty good. So we have 28 cards here, but including this 1 land, because we're going to play 17 lands plus these 2 lays. So we need to cut 4 more cards. So let's cut Pollen Remedy. We can cut Disrupt and bring it in out of the sideboard. These are all of our 2-drops. Arctic Merfolk is more of a combo piece with some of our value engines, but maybe we don't need that type of value. Maybe we can use our repulses for that type of effect. We could probably cut Shoreline. There's a lot of Kavu running around, I think. At least I know I've had a lot of Kavu in my deck. And 3 mana 2/2 is not that far below rate. Aurora Griffin is close. Interesting stuff here. Maybe we don't want the Arctic Merfolk because Silver Drake kind of fills that same role. And you only have that one enters the battlefield that we'd like to get. I guess we have 2 Battle Mages and a Jungle Barrier that we can bounce. Silver Drake is not the same effect as that. And we do want some blue permanents. Shackles, Manacles, all these cards seem great to me. Where are we going to find room? We could cut a Glade Gnar. It's not the most insane card. It is a 6-drop after all. So let's cut that. Okay, so we've got a lot of powerful stuff here. We've got 24 now, so we need to make 1 more cut because we are going to be having our mana base like this, presumably. We do have we have a couple of mana rampers at 2, but we have a pretty expensive deck and mana intensive deck that can use its mana pretty well. So I'm fine with the way we have things right now. Splashing some removal. I think we're going to try to play 1. I'm really glad we got the, I guess this land only makes 2 of our colors. What is our final cut? Let's think. Think. We could cut an Aurora Griffin. It's just relatively inefficient as a flyer. We do already have a lot of 2-drops. We could also just cut Standard Bearer. I don't love that card. So let's cut Standard Bearer rather than Aurora Griffin, because it is a 2 mana 1/1 that doesn't really have a ton of extra upside. And then we'll try it like this maybe. The Arctic Merfolk might be a little bit cutesy, but I think it could definitely do some work. And this card single-handedly fulfills Raka Sanctuary, so I really think that could do well as an effective option as well. So I think this is going to be the current list of spells we run. We have a nice little mix of curve all the way up the land count. Sort by color. We have a lot of good green, like solid green cards that ramp us and fix our mana and stuff. Which is kind of funny because some of our green cards are like just there for fixing, but like they'll actually really help us be a consistent deck. So these are our colors. This is a blue-white land. We don't actually have an insane amount of blue. Let's add. So I think we want to have 6 forests at least, because we do have these 2 Lay of the Lands. So let's try 6 forests. Let's try to get away with 1 mountain, because then we can maybe go up to 7 forests. I think 7 forests would be really nice because we have a lot of stuff that requires it. The elf, the tree, 5 plains seems reasonable. We have then 6 white sources, 3 islands. Maybe we can go up to 4 islands. So there's 7, 12, 16, 17 lands. So we have to find 1 cut to make. And I'd have to imagine that we'd be cutting an island from this. So this is 7, 10, 15, 16, 17. So we now have 7 green sources, which is on the lower end, but definitely manageable. 7 green sources, 1, kind of 3 red sources, kind of 4, 5, 6 blue sources, kind of 6, 7, 8 white sources. So maybe we can cut a white source for another green source, because getting our Lay of the Lands out, getting our elves out, a lot of our 2-drops do revolve around that as well. So I think that could be effective. Yeah, and I think 1 mountain is probably an okay spot to be in, because we can just search it up every time if we can. Okay, sort by converted mana cost. So this is our deck right now. I could see cutting Scorching Lava and just splashing red for the Raka Sanctuary and for like random Stone Kavu activations. 2 mana deal 2 might not be good enough, so we'll put that off on the side here. And then I could see adding like a Glade Gnar to compensate for all these lands we have. Multani's Harmony actually doesn't look like the worst. Or we could add like a Disrupt. I think this is going to be the way we build the deck, though. Scorching Lava is definitely the most questionable addition. With only 1 red source, I think it's probably worth cutting for just another Glade Gnar. So yeah, I think this is how we're going to be running the deck. Sort by color. Yeah, this seems pretty solid to me, pretty reasonable. The Arctic Merfolk also might be a little bit greedy. But it's a nice late game engine with like 3 of our other cards, which is a nice little synergy to have. So, and it's another blue spell that we can just use over and over. Oh no, that's as a casting cost, so we can't actually do that, but it's another blue spell to trigger the Glade Gnars. Do we even want this Arctic Merfolk with only 3 islands in the deck? It's more of a late game card for us anyway. I think we don't want the thing now that we're not running so many of them. We're only going to be running 3 blue cards, say. And we do have this card as a late game combo piece with our white creature, our white battle mage anyway. So let's just cut that card. Let's sort our colors again. So we have 3 islands for 1, 2, 5 blue cards essentially, which is reasonable, especially because it's our like 3rd most common color. We have our 1 mountain, our plains, and we have our blue-white land. Our 8 forests to work with our double Lay of the Land. So we're going to have a forest every game. We're going to have pretty decent odds of getting a plains or an island. We don't really need those for a little bit longer into the game. And then we have our 1 mountain that we can fetch up. So what do we want to add as our final card? We could add Disrupt. We could also just add like a main deck Dismantling Blow. Disciple of Kengi isn't the worst probably. Or we could just add a Pollen Remedy. I think we'll start with the Pollen Remedy as the option that we choose. And I'll build the deck like that Just seems like it could be pretty effective. That is going to do it for the build, though, and I will see you in the matches. Before I get to the matches, I did make some quick changes to the deck. I added back in Arctic Merfolk and Scorching Lava and a Mountain over the Shoreline Raider, the Pollen Remedy, and the Island. I talked with some people that I know that have played the format more than me, and they said that these cards were going to be fine in my deck, and that these cards are a little bit underwhelming, though definitely still playable. And the reason I added the Mountain over the Island, even though I'm cutting a blue card, adding a blue card, is because Arctic Merfolk is more of a late game card than Shoreline Raider because I'm trying to use it to bounce Jungle Barrier or one of my Battle Mages, and so I'd rather have the Mountain to help me cast Scorching Lava in the earlier stages of the game, or use a Battle Mage kicker cost. So the way I see it is now that I sort by color, I have 2 red cards versus like 3, 4, 5 blue cards, but I also have Battle Mage, which counts as kind of a red card, and I can just prioritize the different lands with Lay of the Land. So those are the changes I made to the deck, and I'll see you in the matches. Before I get to the matches, I want to take a brief moment to shout out all of my patrons, especially those who support at the credits level. Your support helps me continue producing high-quality content on a consistent basis, and if you would like to join the Patreon community and unlock some pretty cool rewards in the process, be sure to check it out at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Even $1 a month goes a long way. Thank you so much to all of my patrons, and without further ado, let's get to the matches. Welcome to round 1. We have won the die roll. Even though this format is pretty grindy, and we wouldn't mind being on the draw in certain matchups, in the dark I think we still want to be on the play. This hand is definitely sketchy. Doesn't really have much fixing. But mulliganing is still quite poor in this format because it is a lot about card advantage. I think we'll keep this. We can't currently cast any of our spells, but we're 1 Lay of the Land, 1 Nomadic Elf, 1 any number of things away from casting a bunch of our cards. They have Lay of the Land. And we have at least some lands to play in the meantime. Protection from red, and yeah, they can give creature protection as well. Okie doke. So if we do find a Lay of the Land, I think we'll get blue mana. Tree is going to be nice. It'll help us cast all of our spells. You can even block this card, though I'm not sure we want to risk it. Luckily, they played their spell pre-combat. Okay, so we'll get blue. Play our Jungle Barrier first. Actually, we'll tap this green mana to play it. That'll shut down all their ground creatures. That's exactly why we held up the red mana. Literally the exact reason. It was because we could draw that card. I guess we could, and if we drew a Plains, we could cast Manacles, but we didn't have anything to use our green mana on. That worked out quite nicely. And they were also tapped out of red, so that's good. Okay, they're casting a Sylvan Messenger. Look at the top 4, reveal all elf cards and put them in your hand. So they revealed a Kavu Titan. Pretty scary card, definitely seems like a good one, but it's not an elf. They revealed Squeeze Embrace. +2/+2, when it dies, return that card to its owner's hand. Lay of the Land and Order Chaos. Okay, so attacking creatures can be in trouble. So we're just going to keep those cards there. I wish I'd kept the Kavu Titan up there. But basically, we just want to know more about their deck. So you have 2 Lay of the Lands. We don't really care about that part. But the Squeeze Embrace is probably an onboard trick thing. So we know that they have enchantments now. So we can bring in our some of our enchantment removal, maybe. Raka Sanctuary definitely can do some work here. Because we do have a blue creature, so we can start forcing them. I guess we can't ping that thing, but we can start pinging some things. Once we get a white creature into play. White or blue permanent. 3 damage, so this thing can start giving protection from red. So we might want to kill it if we can. So I think we're going to... We don't really want a Manacles because we want our Manacles to stick around. So putting it on that doesn't really make a lot of sense. Because essentially we want our Manacles to be on one of their creatures that can't attack. And then we can start pinging their stuff over and over. Like for 3 damage. Because we'll have a blue permanent and a white one. Here though, we might just repulse. Did I not play a land that turn? Oh well. Banalish Tapper. We will bounce it. Because we don't want our jungle barrier to get knocked away. So now we have a Banalish Tapper. So we have a white and a blue permanent. So we can start dealing 3 to things. This can give protection from red. Okay. And now that we have a white card, we're just going to try and kill this with our Manacles. Because we can make black mana in response to the trigger next turn. We know they have the Tapper in their hand. So I guess we can't do it quite this turn. But Raka Sanctuary is going to do good work. Plains was an excellent draw. We can get our Aurora Griffin down. Now we have another blue permanent, and we will finish this thing off with giving it -1/-1. The Raka thing is so good in our deck. Being able to play a lot of colors like this seems very good. Steel Leaf Paladin. So we have to kill the creature in response now. This does 3 damage. And we can just start tapping this over and over. Okay, they're bouncing their Sylvan Messenger. We'll kill their elf. This is an elf knight. White permanent, blue permanent. Are you kidding me? What? Are you kidding me? And a blue permanent. We control a blue permanent and a white permanent. Let's see if our opponent's going to be chill about it. Okay, draw a card. Enchanted creature can't attack, can't block if it's black. We need to stop on their beginning of combat. So opponent, we're going to trust them that they are going to treat this Nomadic Elf as dead. Target white or blue creature, so we can't return this to our hand. They got a swamp. Go to combat. Attack for 2. Play Aurora Griffin. And pass back. If we didn't draw the Griffin, I think we would have played the Silver Drake to target this jungle barrier. This Utopia tree has really been clutch. Their Silver Messenger is back. These are their 4 cards. They have revealed their Order Chaos again. Glimmering Angel gains Shroud until end of turn. That could be a problem. And 2 lands. Now that we have the elf, we can play our Silver Drake at some point. So they have Hobble, they have a Squeeze Embrace, so it's definitely worth bringing in one of our high impact sideboard cards, I believe. We're going to hit them down to 7 next turn, and then we finish them off. Okie doke. Well then, let's begin sideboarding. I think we can trust our opponent on the Raka Sanctuary front, but that's still a huge bummer. Why does the card have to be glitched out? Maybe it's because it didn't count Jungle Barrier as a blue permanent. But it is totally a blue permanent. Weird. Okay, so we want to... we didn't see really any Kavus. Didn't really see any instance that we need to counter. Let's see. Orm, Sunder, and Dismantling Blow. Probably would rather have the Thunder. Just because we need some interaction. And then what do we want to cut? The griffin seemed good. The barrier seemed great. We could cut, I mean, the Arctic merfolk seemed like it would be good in its spot. Let's cut Gladenar, I guess. Okay, on the draw we have 2 of our splash colors and double lay of the land. This is why we run 8 forests, by the way. We have 13 outs pretty much. We're going to keep this hand. A plains lets us stall for a while. A forest lets us get our stuff going right away. So we basically have a lot of draws. Pretty much all of our lands do the trick, because we have like 2 forests and 2 mountains only in the deck total. Booyah. We're going to go get our plains now. Then we might just shackles this creature. Yeah, we're going to shackles that. It doesn't untap. So luckily they already tapped it. Nara Sanctuary. Okay. So I'm taking 3 a turn. Yeah, their sanctuary isn't working either. We can kill their flyer. So I'm at 13 here. I'm in a little bit of trouble. Our Aurora Griffin can actually limit that to only 1 damage per turn. Coming up. So now I'm going to 10. Our Aurora Griffin can actually do some good work, because we can make this guy a white card. I'm going to look up how Aurora Griffin works. I'm either at 7 or I'm at 9. A lot of extra work to play this game. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Play the cavern. Bouncing the forest. Go to combat. Attack for 2 in the air. Color changes, change it until oh my gosh, I have no idea how it works. Because it becomes white. Every green card they play, I have to change. So I'm at 8. Big draw, huge draw. So we can kill this and shoot the messenger. So I'm at 9 right now. So we can, I think we'll just put our tapper into play. So I'm at 9. We'll take a hit for 6. Okay. We'll attack them for 5. Tap their creature. Tap their creature, go to combat. Attack them for 6, plus we can pump this guy once. Whew, we got the match win. Let's hope every opponent is as cool as this guy was, or gal, or whoever they were. They were really chill, and I really appreciate it. Disturb it. Burst. Really, yeah, cool cat. But yeah, that's gonna do it, and I'll see you folks in the next round. Welcome to round 2. We are on the draw, I believe. Yes, so we're gonna keep this on the draw. We don't need Arctic Merfolk for the later stages until the later stages of the game. Stormscape Apprentice, sure. Raka Sanctuary. That could be good. It can ping the Stormscape Apprentice with no problems. Oh no, the horror. Perfect. Nomadic Elf. So we can trade with their 2/2. Obviously, I'd prefer to keep my mana guy around, but we're not going to take 2 every turn. And this will buy us more time to draw the lands we need. We have 15 mana sources in the deck still. So let's just put shackles on this thing now. It might dissuade them from attacking. And then we can get our Raka Sanctuary down at some point here. And then it can start pinging them to death. Okay, so they test for 2. Okay, so we missed a land, which is a little bit of a bummer. But if we do draw a ooh. So we really want to get our Raka Sanctuary down now. They could have a counterspell of some kind. But no, we're fine. Our deck does have a very powerful late game. It just has to survive to get there. And we're at 16, 15. And once we draw a mountain, we have 2 red sources naturally. We have our 0/2 that can make it. Turn target Kavu. Okay, our entire board list just dies to Raka Sanctuary, so if we can just survive, we'll be fine. So they can hit us for 4 now. It's a battle to see if we can find our colors at this point. Right off the top. Our first order of business is going to be to ping the coastal drake. No, actually we have to ping the standard bearer first. And then I think we'll move the thing over to the Kavu. We're activating ability. Oh, I don't have to do it because it's not an activated ability. It's a triggered ability. Okay, so we're going to shackles this guy. Oh no, we would have to choose that card. Bummer. Okay, they're tapping that. We're going to ping the flag bearer this turn. Okay. And now we have blue mana. So we have a lot of mana here. We could play this blue card so we could start doing 3 to things, but that's not super relevant at the moment. Yeah, our opponent seems like a interesting fellow. Okay. Do we want to attack? Probably not. We've shackles their big creature. I think we hold this guy back. Stop this guy from attacking us. We're just going to wait for the Raka to take over. Next turn we'll ping this thing. Another repulse. Nice, nice. They'll gain a life, sure. I'm really liking our spot here. We have all 4 of our colors. So it's a 3/3. They could have gotten the extra mana they needed from that, which is why they said oops. This thing's not a flyer, right? And we'll just tap this thing. Standard bearer. Oh, I should have tapped in response. Bummer, I messed that up. I'm surprised they didn't kill my blue creature. Creature becomes the target of a spell ability, a sacrifice sleeping potion, sure. Standard bearer has to go. Attack with both. Blue, white, silver drake. Return that. Benelish Tapper. And I think we just pass with Arctic Merfolk in hand still. Ah, they also have Silver Drake. Oh no, I should have bounced Shackles in response. I thought there was a trigger that would go on the stack. Now that's a real bummer. I have pseudo vigilance on my stuff. Gonna give our guy pseudo vigilance. Yeah, honestly, my opponents have been super chill about stuff. Unless he attacks me with the Silver Drake, in which case I'm gonna be kind of disappointed. Okay, he attacked me with Silver Drake. That son of a gun. Nope. Well, I guess we're just going to ignore the second line of text, because people can't be trusted to have honor. So I can make double red here. Then I can play the Pilgrim. I can bounce this, replay it, and I'll still have enough white mana. And I can tap that. Pseudo vigilance, let's go. So now they're at 3, so the Silver Drake is lethal. Or the Kavu. Either one's lethal. They do not have honor. I can understand it. What non-black creature are they going to destroy? So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana here. So we can pump twice. Or we can, wait, we have 12 mana, so we can go 6. No, we can't quite vigilance it, so let's just put them to 1. Play a Gladenar. Cast a 1/1. I guess maybe it would have been better to use it with the Gladenar, but now we have lethal from a variety of sources. And if our Raka Sanctuary worked properly, I mean, it's still a good card in the matchup. It's just not as devastating. They have their own 3/3 in hand, I think, if I recall correctly. That guy should be dead now. Oh, they did. They just pretended the creatures were dead. Perfect. Okay, so against their deck... They did have one enchantment that they put on a creature I had, I think. Didn't they? Did they? I feel like they did. Let's see. Did they? I felt like that I had to repulse my own creature at one point. Oh yeah, they did. They had sleeping potion. I didn't remember seeing any Kavus. These are my two best sideboard cards, but I don't know if they're good in this matchup. Cursed Flesh kills pretty much everything I care about in their deck, but splashing a black card off of just Nomadic Elf or Utopia Tree and Urborg Elf is a bit sketchy. Orim's Thunder. Could be good. Could be good. Over a Gladenar. Let's just run it back. I don't remember seeing any high priority things to kill with it. Like other than the sleeping potion. Okay, this hand is pretty good. Lay of the Land to get a plains here. I would love to get a mountain, but we need to be able to cast our spells. And we can cast our red spells with our Nomadic Elf. The Arctic Merfolk. That probably means they have the 3/3 that they want to get back. I mean, that they need to bounce a creature for. That's what that says to me. Because playing a 2-mana 1/1 isn't the greatest. But they don't have the colors for it. Okay, return. Okay, so they have a Kavu. So when we get to 5 mana, we can kill the Kavu. I think we have to take the control role in this matchup. We'll Shackles it next turn. And then we'll Sunscape Battle Mage it, most likely. We're going to Shackles with an extra white up so we can bounce Shackles. We're willing to trade 2 damage for 1 damage, I think, especially since they're stuck on lands. We can bounce Shackles end of turn, play our Battle Mage. The Battle Mages are so good. And they're so sick. Like, their value is amazing. You can cast it with both. Nice. I guess that's what my opponent did last game. But there's one of their kickers was only gained 3 life, which is not insane. I'm glad we have the Glade Gnar instead of an enchantment removal spell. It's going to actually really help us finish the game, especially with Repulse. It's a really good combo. Instant speed +2/+2. It's like makes Repulse into a combat trick that also bounces something. We can repulse our own Sunscape Battle Mage at some point. Our opponent got really color screwed here. Slash mana screwed, they just didn't draw lands. We've won the match. Good games, opponent, and I'll see you folks in the finals. Welcome to the finals. We have a kind of sketchy hand, but Utopia Tree will see us to the finish line. I feel like I've played against this person before. We're going to see if they are a person of honor and let us use our Sanctuary the way it was intended. Okay, they mulliganed. Utopia Tree really is like one of our best cards. We've just been riding the Utopia Tree to victory, shall we say. It has been very clutch. I hope they don't have a kill spell for it. It would be bad. Bolt the bird. They could just have that 2 mana deal too. Oh, don't do it, buddy. Oh, they have it. Oh no. Going off the rails on a crazy train. Oh, that's such a bummer. Oh, things have gotten so much worse, folks. Oh, this could be the one we lose. A Lay of the Land would go a long way. Any land that isn't a forest would go a long way, I think. Dodecapod, sure. Boom! We did it. Oh, we got there. So much value, so much win. We're going to get an island and just repulse that. That is awesome. And hilarious. I like people that share their good vibes. Yes, another Lay of the Land. We're doing it. Yes. Oh, the sick value. Lay of the Land is clutch. So clutch. Oh my gosh, we have all our colors. Gonna get our planes. We'll probably bounce the Dodecadon. And then we'll Shackles this one. Dang, that's nuts. So they didn't play the Dodecadon, which probably means they need that card. Let's get rid of their Mana Dork. Glade Gnar. Oh my gosh, we're about to be able to play Sunscape Battle Mage kicked and then Silver Drake it back to our hand. Oh my gosh, the value. The value! Oh, this is so good. Let's see what they're paying 5 mana for. Illuminate. X equals 4. And they did not kick it. Okay. Oh my gosh, we're getting infinite value. Hopefully we hit some lands. There's no way we're blocking here. Oh, we were already not blocking. We have like infinite loops. Loops on loops on loops. We're going to take 4 here. Then we're going to probably manacles, shackles, bounce our guy. We have enough mana to do that. We'll manacles whatever they play. We'll shackles this guy. And then we'll Arctic Merfolk our Sunscape Battle Mage. Yikes. So we know one of their cards is the Dodecadon. Okay. Oh, no, one of their cards is the 1/1. Okay, so we will manacles this thing. Shackles this thing. And then we will Merfolk our Battle Mage. So next time we want to get our Raka Sanctuary down. What a bro. So these things can both still block. What a chill set of opponents we've gotten. We're going to take 3 for now. Zakavu. Blue or black creatures. Okay. Okay, so we've killed the dodecapod. Okay, so now the dodecapod is gone. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. We can play our Battle Mage and an Urborg Elf. So we're going to cast this with Kicker first. Actually, we'll probably get the Pilgrim out. No, we'll keep this guy able to pump. Pilgrim's got to be good. We should have held up an extra white mana. We did spend, because we would like to be able to pump this thing's toughness. So right now, this thing can still attack us. This thing can't attack us. But if this thing attacks us, it doesn't untap. This thing is dead, because our opponent is a legend. If they play like a Daragaz, we can kill it with our Sunscape Battle Mage. Battle Mage! Plague Spores. Target non-black creature and target land. Okay. Smart opponent. There goes my blue permanent. Okay, we can't play our Silver Drake at the moment. So let's play Urborg Elf. Banalish Trapper. And then just pass the turn. Urborg Elf can get us the blue mana we need, which is super clutch. And then we'll start winning in the air. We have enough time. We aren't going to deck ourselves. Banalish Trapper can tap this thing. I'm not going to... Our opponent is a person of honor. We are also a person of honor. The card is in their graveyard. Okay, that works. Okay, that card just dies instantly. So red means it can't block. Tap that guy. Make it so it can't block. Attack. So they have artifact. They have artifact and that's definitely an artifact. They also have the other card that's an artifact, so we'll bring in our artifact enchantment removal. Okay, especially because Aurum Thunder is such a sick combo against the 10-mana card. So we'll bring in Aurum Thunder and Dismantling Blow probably. Our opponent is so chill. I like it a lot. The Elf is good. The Battle Mage, the Shackles was great. Maybe we'd rather only have one card, and then we just take out a Gladenar for it. Yeah, let's just try it like that. That's what we've been doing. It just keeps us with a very efficient deck. What else would we want to cut? The Pilgrim is really good, I think. Like we can prevent 4 damage. Battle Mage was so clutch that game. Sanctuary was clutch as always. Oh yeah, this is a great hand. We can cast everything pretty much except this Manacles, and white is our second most potent color. A Lay of the Land. They get their island. Okay, I had some mic issues for a second there. I think it's working better now. Okay, so we played our forest. We shall pass. Nothing from them. That's solid for us. Get our elf down. We can actually still cast the Arctic Merfolk, which is nice. Because of our elf. Zap hits the bit board. I think we're going to just play the Sanctuary out. It's just mana efficient. They just can't really avoid it, I don't think. They might have some enchantment removal and mess us up. But it'll at least stall the game a long time, which we need. Yeah, this is the downside of our deck, of course, is we can have mana issues, especially if they can kill our Urborg Elf and our mana in other ways. We just need a Plains or a Island, preferably a Plains though. Plains would be really good. Plains me. Yikes. So we're taking 7 this turn. We really need a plains on this next turn. Or we could draw an island to play our jungle barrier, but plains is really what we need. I guess this thing doesn't do damage if we don't have any permanents in play. So there's a 6/6 plains me. Nope, plains didn't work, and we are dead. On to game 3. They have a zap to take care of some of our 1/1 creatures. I'm worried that my mic has bugged, because I heard a little bit of a static sound. I'm going to unplug it and plug it in again. Trying to just double check things. Okay, hopefully that works. Okay, how do we want to change our deck? Do we need another? Do we need Gleidnar at all? I think we just run it like this again. We could maybe cut Samite Pilgrim for Dismantling Blow because they do have that zap. The zap can be scary. And it only kills those 2 creatures. I don't think we want to side out our creatures though, because zap can still just finish something off. I think we just run it again like this. We would like to play first, I believe. And we have not the best hand. I think it might be a mulligan. We can't cast a lot of our cards. This hand is far superior, because it can cast its cards. Keep this, get rid of a plains. And we're off to the races. Jungle barrier should do good work. Get an island. The Pilgrim is going to be very good in this hand as well. Pilgrim can shut down zap. Because it comes down before the zap can come down. Going to get our mountain. Do we play around zap is the question. Okay, so they don't have zap. If they had zap, they would have attacked there. Okay, I think my mic might be bugging. Really hoping it's not, though. Sorry for all these technical things, but if the audio gets screwed up, it's a real bummer. Okay. Land. Oh, there's our Orim's Thunder. That card is going to be good. We'll just get our barrier out. That is a big creature. Dodecapod. It can't attack at the moment, so we are just going to chillax, as they say. Get our Aurora Griffin into play. Play our Cavern. Bouncing our plains. And now we can start attacking them for 2 every turn, protecting our creature from removal. planes. Go to combat. Our Gladenar is actually going to be quite good here. Our Samite Pilgrim is actually doing great work as well. Green. Red. We'll get our tree down so we can cast our Gladenar. We're going to wait until they have something more worthy than a Rogue Kavu to kill with the Orim Sunder, hopefully. Because we can do 4 to anything. They are potentially color screwed in this game. We happen to have both our Lay of the Lands, which has been really good. Keep going to combat. We're going to keep the Samite Pilgrim untapped for as long as physically possible because it does die to zap if we do tap it. And we just would rather trade it with a removal spell of another kind. It makes things really hard on the opponent. Like, they just can't do much. Now we're hitting them for 6 a turn. Okay. I think it's Orim's Thunder time. Okay. Enters the battlefield with 2 counters on it and flying. And Evolver. Okay. This card is insane, but not unbeatable. So it's a 5/5 that has pay 3 life to regenerate it. 5/5 flyer that has that ability. If it was kicked, destroy target artifact. If it wasn't, has deal 2 to any target. We're just gonna hold on to it, and we're gonna keep this land. We're looking for our tapper. That would be one of our best draws. Or if they play their 10 mana artifact, we can try to kill the Evolver that way. So they do have regenerate, but we can shackles it if we get it tapped. So actually that's probably a better plan. So how much mana do we have? We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 4, 8, and we would need 11 to do that. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana now. This costs 4, 8, 11. So we'll do that next turn. What we're planning on is battle maging this, then dodecapoding, killing a dodecapod with Orim's Thunder. So this could potentially sacrifice to destroy target enchantment. That could be a bummer. The tech. I respect it. I think we'll kill it. Okay, so we will cast with both kickers. Even though Orm's Thunder can do good work. Okay, and then we can Manacles this. It is flying, and if it's kicker, and above the plus counter. Okay, so we can, and then pay red so they can't block. They could have the card that destroys one of our lands and one of our creatures, which means that I wouldn't be able to make red mana anymore. Oh no. Which battle mage do they have? Destroy target enchantment. Target player discards 2 cards. Yikes. So I'm definitely getting rid of the forest. And then potentially I'm getting rid of the Orm's Thunder. Shackles might just be better though. I think I'm going to get rid of the shackles. Booyah. I have some pretty good top decks too. Please play your big creature. The 10 drop, it costs 6 mana. Because they have 4 types. Non-black creature and target land. Okay. There goes my tapper. Trying to defend myself against them potentially drawing into another way to bounce this guy. They have multiple query on it. Explorers. Oh, it's a common? What? That's crazy. Okay, so now I'm protected. My Orm's Thunder is safe. I'm not tapping my Samite Pilgrim. So we can use all its abilities. So we can make them pay 3 life to regenerate. And we can hit them for 2. Why didn't they regenerate? Okay, so we can play like this. Oh, they didn't do it with black. Well, I probably could have done a lot better then. Wow, that was a great draw. Our battle mage just got so much value. It drew us 2 cards when it entered. It was a creature, and it killed their guy. So it was a 4 for 1. Destroy all enchantments. The sideboard tech. I've been afraid of Zap this entire game. I could have attacked them way earlier. I didn't realize that thing couldn't regenerate, because I could have attacked them and then prevented the damage and then killed their guy with the Orm's Thunder thing. Okay. Well, should we attack with this guy? Probably not. Let's just attack with these 2. And then we'll bounce our own battle mage. We'll bounce the battle mage that draws us cards. And give our guy pumps. This is such a sweet deck. Oh my gosh. We're doing so much cool stuff. But bounce battle mage, get another 3 for 1. Land becomes a plains or island. Okay. We still have our Samite Pilgrim that can prevent 3 damage. Our Pilgrim came in clutch. That could have gone really badly if we didn't have this Pilgrim up. So it costs 6 mana. Oh my gosh. What the heck is this card? Boom. Oh my gosh. Well, we had three great opponents. We had a really sweet deck. They were all super chill about the Raku Sanctuary, so thanks to all of my opponents. Huge shout out to them for being honorable individuals. If you did make it all the way till the end of the video, in the comment section down below, leave opponents of honor, hashtag opponents of honor to let me know you made it all the way till the end, hashtag honorable opponents, or hashtag 4-color value. And even sometimes 5-color, because remember, we did activate these manacles once, so hashtag 5-color value, because remember, we killed a creature with this. So 5-color value to let me know you made it all the way to the end of the video. Remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section down below. It was really fun exploring this format. This deck was awesome, and I'm really glad we got to kind of explore the format together with this type of thing. But yeah, that is going to do it for this video. Remember, you can join the free NicolaiBolas Discord server to talk about all things Magic. You can support me on Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas, and you can catch me streaming live at twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. But that is going to do it for this video. I really do hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane. Not my memory, but the memory of Magic in general. That is going to do it, though. I hope you enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it myself. It was a ton of fun, and I'll see you next time.